Howdy. Like really getting it up and running. Great, the internet connection's unstable. Just like me.
Good afternoon, sir.
Howdy, y'all. How y'all doing today?
We're doing pretty good. You?
Decent. Better than this morning when it was soggy.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're used to it by now.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Not gonna have to.
Yep, y'all take care. Howdy, Skip. How's it going today? This kind of music always gets me in the mood for Latin women, tequila, and cigars. We're gonna stop it. In case y'all are wondering, this is an all-out Kings, and it's not going to come in focus. I should just know better than to think that it's going to come in focus. If you ever saw the band, it looks like three fists grabbing a crown. That's because it is three fists grabbing a crown on a beautiful cigar. On the back side, you will see that it is A-OK. And some little form of statement right here. Let's see if we can get it in there. That's because forever lasts. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but we got an hour. Let's make good time of it. Not as old as some of the ones that I've been smoking lately. You will notice that the cellophane is relatively clear as I slide this bad boy out of here. You'll see it's not yellow, at least not terribly yellow. Now when it gets to be yellow like that, you got yourself a damn good cigar barely coming out of a cellophane. Got a little bit of a warp. It's been sitting in on the bottom shelf of a recent shop that Steph and Skip recently got to go to. I guess that was their first time to go to that particular shop. Next time they come to Houston, we're going to go up there off of the big store. Up off of 1960. But they don't have pipes, and I don't know how they are about pipes. And if they say, oh, you can't go into this one with pipes, then the first thing I'm going to say to them is, well, that's fine. But my friends who are coming into town, they are pipers. And they also smoke cigars. And I've never seen them walk out without buying some cigars. So it's y'all's loss. And that's when they lose my money too. And they already know I'm already down here in the south side of town instead of way up there on the north side of town. Or we'll find someplace much closer to where they're staying. I'm not going to say where they're staying because, well, let me just say it. It is not anybody's business where they tend to stay. Steph, it's okay for you to thumbs down. I understand. You got to look at this. I'm surprised I ever get a thumbs up or anything. Hell, 4 viewers in, I'm happy that anybody's even here. Y'all don't have a clue. Y'all have 1,000,003,000 things to do, and you can spend your time here with me? That's awesome for me. That brings into question your level of sanity. I appreciate you, though. So this All Out Kings with a little bit of a warp to it. I'm not going to tell you nothing about this cigar. Of course, Phil, it is extremely creepy that somebody would search for somebody's home address. That's why I do such things. In case you're wondering, I one time emailed our good buddy Phil with a picture of the front of his house. Sorry. It was just one of those things that I would do. It's so wrong, it's rotten. Completely horrible. God, you shouldn't do that stuff. He does not live in a van down by the river. No, not stalker much. I was trying to see if maybe the Google or Apple or any other mapping thing had decided to drive past his house while he was outside. Maybe I could have had a picture of him. That would have been epic. And funny. Funny because where my mom and dad live, I'm going to tell you a funny little story. Before they moved to where they're at, which is on the same property as one of my aunts and one of my cousins, because they're old folks, except for my cousin who had an aneurysm, almost died long-term effects. So the 4 of them basically take care of the 4 of them. My mom has MS. My dad's old, diabetes, out of shape. The best shaped one of them is my little aunt, and I say little because she's about 4'11", and she is one of the meanest people on the planet. She'll never die, but there's no way she could pick up my mom or my dad or my cousin on her own. She's just not physically large enough to actually do it. So my dad's there to help her take care of my cousin, and she's there to help my dad take care of my mom as things happen. Howdy, Todd. Oh, by the way, howdy, Phil. I appreciate you showing up too. I appreciate all of y'all in here. So anyways, make this story short. I was trying to mail some stuff to my dad at his new address because I helped move him up there, but I don't remember addresses very well. But I knew what street my aunt lived on, and I know that it's not that long of a street. Now you'll notice I'm not naming a town or a location. But I got on Google and I started scrolling through. Howdy, Jose. ¿Cómo estás? Yo estoy muy bien. All right. And of course, I would have asked E2, but I already asked him how well he was doing. So I get on their street and I start scrolling side with the street view, and suddenly I get past the house, and there's my aunt and my cousin doing a little gardening in the front lawn. Which was rather humorous, or at least to me it was rather humorous. And I'm going to tell you, I laughed about it and laughed about it and laughed about it. And then I sent the address in an email to Holly. Now, this was a couple of years ago. And so Holly, she's at work. She opens it up and she's like, "Are you sure this is the right address?" And I told her to scroll one screen that way. She scrolled one screen that way. Sent me an email back. "Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious." And if you don't like the language, well, that's fine. You don't have to like the language. Language is allowed on my channel, just in case anybody's against smoking or drinking or cussing or whatever. Please note that the disclaimers there says if you are under the age of 18 or actually under the age of 21 or easily offended, please exercise your right to leave, because I'm not trying to babysit your feelings. Damn, did I already waste 15 minutes of this and haven't even lit this cigar yet? Well, I'm going to be smoking well right into Briar Blue's Sell-a-thon. By the way, are we watching? Are we watching what's going on? Mike is going to sell some of his very own pipe collection tonight live on his show. You got to be crazy not to be reaching for your credit cards, wallet, bank account numbers of people you think you hate, the telephones so that you could put your house on mortgage, just whatever. You're going to want to make sure you got some money to spend this evening. Anything that he's deciding to not keep, is either going to sell tonight at some deep discounts, and those are Mike's statements, not mine. It is tonight at a deep discount, or in the morning, they're going up on his website at what he feels is retail price for his pipes. I'm going to say, if you're absolutely crazy, you'll wait until tomorrow to buy some pipes. If you're broke, well, I'm going to apologize that I even brought it up, because like me, you're not going to get a damn thing tonight or tomorrow. One more piece of advice for people who are slow in doing this. There's a certain man out there with a really nice beard. Howdy, Mike. Glad you could make it in. Sorry that you just missed me announcing you're having a Sellgate this evening. I better have a job before you get to your next Sellgate. I got a feeling some of those pipes are going to be right up my alley. Okay. Who else? I've got to look over here in my YouTube files. Have to look in my YouTube files. Because I've got to find... I understand there, Mike. Understand completely. I do not mind people having a long, busy day. It's just proof that we are busy and doing what we can to make it happen. And nobody needs to apologize for me at all. And I do mean at all about being here at all. As Mike said the other evening, you literally had billions of options of things you could be doing. You decided to hang out with me. That's thumbs up enough for me. That's likes enough for me. I don't need all the viewers. In fact, heck, if it gets above 15 people, I'm probably reading more than I'm talking, and that's not a good way to run this type of a show. Speaking of shows, tomorrow, noon my time, that is noon Central, woohoo! There's this guy by the name of Full Dottle who will have his GAW going out. You still have time, if you hurry up about it, to send him a VR with hashtag FullDottle500, all one word, in your description to help him find it. And he wants to know, what is your worst ever job? Now, I entered in mostly so I could say, hey, Dallas, howdy from Houston. And of course, that would be funny for me. And yes, I will probably be on there live as he's giving it away to somebody. Win, lose, draw. I'm not there for that. In fact, there's a lot of GAWs I don't get into just so that I feel that people will have a better chance of winning. I feel like I'm stealing from the community because I'm not in a situation where I can give back. It's horrible, right? Yeah, I think so. And one other statement before I get this thing lit and we get down to just chilling out. Huva ilta, Boris. Love having Boris here. Knowing full well that he is not wearing t-shirt. Well, I'm wearing jeans today, but that's because I was working on sanding and staining, and I try to make sure to wear work type jeans when I'm doing such things, just in case. So if you've been living under a rock, eating from a can, you live down by the river in a van, haven't been paying attention to what in the world's been happening. Chad had COVID. Chad went to the ICU. Chad got released. Chad's actually made a video. It was a GAW video. I saw it. Interestingly enough, which tells me Chad's getting better. This is a good thing. We all like it when Chad's getting better. And let me just go ahead and say this so that everybody knows. Howdy, Cliff. Cliff, I know you brought your wallet because here in about 30 minutes you're going to need it. Well, no, closer to an hour, hour and 10, hour and 15. You know, for the next show. That's why this is the Sellgate, not the tailgate. So we're all pretty good? Yes. Chad's doing well. Chad's not out of the woods yet. And sooner or later, those damn medical bills are going to catch up to him. If y'all are not specifically throwing crazy money at Mike this evening, and that's because somebody has bought the pipe right out from under you. Howdy, Josh. Great to see you today. I am going to kindly ask that y'all... Mr. Scripto, howdy, howdy. Glad to have you on board as well. I'm going to, as I was saying, I'm going to kindly ask that if the pipe that you were wanting to buy gets bought out from and under you and you can't think of any better use for that money, and we've gotten to the end of Mike's celebration, can you stop by Curmudgeon Piper's location, find one of his videos, go down into what he calls the ash hole, and some of us call it the bucket, and find that link and try to help a Chad out. When those bills start showing up, believe me, he's going to be dangling, and it ain't going to be fun. I am not going to make a pipe just like this. This is a one-of-a-kind, only one of it ever going to be in existence. Even if somebody was to ask me to make this, I'm just going to flat out say no. Not doing it. And besides that, I am not in any way, shape, or form good enough to be making pipes, because recently I saw what Phil Rivara made for Martin at Over a Pipe. Oh my God, was it beautiful. I never even really liked poker sitter type pipes like that. They always look kind of just off to me. Man, that one was pretty. And yeah, I told him already. I was like, good Lord, that's beautiful. And Am I planning a third one, and a fourth one, and a fifth one, and a sixth one? Hell, I got the stamps. I might as well make as many as my stamps can number for. Which, luckily, I know how to make numbers work. Though I might go out and buy another set of the 1/8 inch stamps. And yeah. Woo! Phil's gonna get some amateur dental work done on wisdom teeth. I'm gonna say that's not very wise, Phil. It could hurt. Of course, all of us electricians understand hurts. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Josh. If I get another set of stamps, when I get to the double numbers, like 11, which I've already come across one situation where having two number ones would have been handy. I'm pretty certain that I can get to other situations where having a second number 2 would be handy. But luckily, I know enough. I know some tricks. So there's some ways to do things that I'm not gonna discuss specifically on how I do my stamping, but I've got some skills. It could be because when I was doing boiler inspections all the time, sometimes I had to actually put a metal tag on a boiler. And that means you have to actually have the right stamps, and you have to put each one in there just right. You're only going to carry the numbers in the Texas Star, at least here in this area. But the state of Texas doesn't actually prefer that you use the metal stamps. They want those little stupid stickers that'll boil off in Texas heat after about 2 years. Good luck reading it next time you get there. So much fun. You got a tens unit. I wonder if that'll go up to 11. Now, I will give you a little piece of advice. If you do decide that you're going to show up here to the Houston area for whatever reason, I'm going to tell you, don't do it in August if you don't like heat and humidity. And if you like it cold, don't do it at all, because it never gets there. Nothing I can do about that. Boris, I think we're all kind of suckers for bird's eye. You get that bird's eye going on a piece of briar, and it just starts looking so pretty. There's nothing else you can say about that. Well, Cliff, I'm going to tell you right now, they would hate me because I'd be like, man, just crank that sucker up. Let's go. Oh, that kind of tickles. They do not set that sucker on 208, and they don't put it up there to 277, and there's no way they got up to 480. And I have actually been zapped by one voltage even slightly higher than that. That was just one of those freak things that shouldn't have ever happened. And I drew an arc right off of a live suspension wire, and woo! Everybody thought I was dead, and then there I come moving the boom truck back down and said, "Oh, that one hurt." Oh, couldn't see because that arc is actually as bright as the surface of the sun, and when it's that far from your eyeball when it happens, wow. So what had happened was there was a rat that had chewed a hole, and he got smoked, and we were trying to find what had actually happened. Now the power was off from that point coming back because it had blown the wire apart. And we were testing every step. It was like test. Nothing live. And I got to the point where that rat basically would have been. And I turned and I brushed somewhere right in here my sleeve up against a little metal grating that it was somehow touching to, and and they got me back to the lift. That was how we got down into the room. And there I go, back up to the ceiling so I can get out of here. It wasn't a boom truck, it was actually a scissor lift, but wow, you just go so bright. And no, this monkey did not die by electrocution. They tried to do it, but they just can't kill me. Of course it does, Josh. Of course it does. You're trying to say that I sound like I might have absorbed a little bit of electricity in my time. Name an electrician that hasn't. There is no such thing as a good electrician that hasn't been zapped. They're plumbers. I don't trust any electrician that hasn't been zapped. Proof of that is, I went to a job site one time, working with a group of guys. We're all working. This one guy got zapped. Not really a high voltage, but it scared him. Next day, when he showed up to work, he went over and started talking to the plumbers. He became a plumber because he didn't like to get zapped. Any good electrician's going to sit there and go, wow, that didn't feel good. I'm going back in for more. Cliff, I don't think there's ever been a time when I didn't cuss a little bit when I got shocked. The worst case was doing some 277 lighting circuits up in a school with children. Pow! you're trying like crazy to not cuss because it hurts. It hurts like somebody hit you in the hand with a hammer or hit you in the leg or something. Doesn't matter what you think. 277 is probably the most painful I've ever come across. 480 will knock you back and away from it. 277 will grab a hold of you and drag you in. It's just and you just gotta know what you're doing. Well, in the particular school I was in for that particular incident, I am absolutely certain that Josh is correct. There was this one little kid. I'm not discussing race or colors or anything. I'm just going to call him a little kid. Every day, he would be just walking around in the hallways, not going to school. I didn't even know he even went to that school, or if he just felt like walking around in the hallways all the time. Well, because if you hurt a kid, you can get in some serious trouble. We'd always have to stop. Well, he was slowing the job down extremely much. So one day, I decided to eat McDonald's. Now, sometimes McDonald's is okay, but me with a Big Mac is dangerous. Mostly because I start getting this full feeling in my stomach and lower abdomen area. Howdy, Ohio. Glad to have you on board today. Now, I had gone and gotten a Big Mac meal. Large with the full-size fries and the big Dr. Pepper, and finished it all off so it was going to be boiling in there. And I'm just going to say this. He decided to come walking by one day, and I had to stop, and I made sure to take a step down on that ladder so that there was a certain portion of my anatomy that was right in line with his face and ear, and as he walked by, I let him have it. Oh my God, it was awesome. Needless to say, all right, Jim got to hear the fart story. And no, I'm not worried about that coming back to haunt me. Because you know what? When these little kids go walking around out in the hallways and they ain't supposed to be there, what are they doing? So it's his own fault. Especially that he was being to the point of annoyance. He knew what he was doing. But from that moment on, he'd see somebody up in a hallway, up on a ladder. He'd walk in, see it. He'd walk outside of the whole building and walk around the other side if he was not going to go past a ladder, because he knew if it happened to be me, I would hot sauce and taco and make sure to have the 3 cheese omelet with broccoli and cauliflower mashed potato type things for dinner. And oh yeah, I was gonna cook one off for him hard. Needless to say, yes, I might have been a little bit mean when I did that, but it took care of the problem. Never had a problem with that kid ever again. Saw him plenty of times walking around outside of class. Never had to worry about him walking close enough that I had to worry about stopping work. Everybody at my job site thanked me for it too. Woohoo! roughly 20 minutes until Mike's show comes on. Anybody not familiar, of course, that's Briar Blues. I run these tailgates as a good place to meet up, hang out, you know, just as to give you a reminder, hey, look, we're hanging out having a good time, or at least I'm having a good time. If you're not having a good time, I can't help you there. I'm not there with you. I can't pull your finger, drag you along to having fun. Though I might pull your finger just to see if you've got the same reaction I do. Ashing on purpose, of course. Of course. The plane. Oh wait, that's making fun of short people. Don't worry, my wife is short. So is most of my family. Would you be surprised to hear that that is Southwest? And it went right over the top of my house. Would you also be surprised to hear that there's a fire truck somewhere going to something? Come on, Skip, you're not supposed to say stuff like that. At least it's not tobacco. I have never heard that tobacco has made anybody fart. Cough, yes. Spit, sneeze, wheeze, pass out, stumble like they're drunk, puke. But never heard of it causing anybody to fart. Or to fard, which is the technical term for women putting on or people putting on makeup in a car. I guess we can't say women anymore. It might be one of those emu kids, and it might be a guy. It's not my fault. So we'll do a real quick rundown of, oh my God, do y'all realize how much more full the calendar is starting to get? And when I say the calendar is starting to get full, let me remind you. When I started doing tailgates, there was me doing a tailgate for Mike on Thursday, me doing a tailgate for Chad on Friday, and Chad doing a show that ran right up until Cane Rod's show. That was it. Yes, there were some live shows that were periodically, whatever. Nothing really truly scheduled, but what do we got now for entertainment? I mean, let's look at this. Tuesday nights looking pretty good. If y'all don't know where Tuesday nights you need to be, you need to go look at some Mazda commercials and zoom zoom. I think I understand what you said there, Boris. There might have been some loss in translation, but that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to retype it. I think it's that you were born and raised in a city, but you still have taken a pee on an electrical wire of some sort. Probably an electrical fence. They've got them in every country, just about. Right? Oh, yeah. So there was also Simon, only on Sunday evenings. That's right. Howdy, Chad. Yes, we have been thinking about you, or at least I have. Good to see that you could make a VR today. And if you feel like you're ready to take your show on tomorrow, let me know. That's not going to be a problem either way. If you're not feeling up to it, I'm already planning to do a tailgate, and then Padre Piper's coming on, and when he goes off, I'm coming back on. And running right up until Cane Rod. Okay, not even close. That's where I figured you'd be. No big deal. So, but as I was saying, we've got Tuesday night starting to fill up. Wednesday night is now filling up. I mean, between Eddie Gray and, of course, Flat Top and Flat Cap and Lady Fire. Remembering a haircut I used to have. And no, it wasn't the Lady Fire haircut. I don't think I could pull that off. And let's see. Then there was, of course, the Nashville Mafia. And if you haven't caught the Nashville Mafia, you need to sub Volunteer Piper and the Night Piper, and that's KNIGHT. Most of y'all I've seen there. Okay, so Mark VV, the Briar Bothy, will be live at 10 a.m. That will be my time, so 11 a.m. East Coast time. Good Lord, that's 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. Good luck getting up for that, gentlemen. And then, as I said before, there's going to be a live GAW going on tomorrow, and that is, who did I say it was? I know who it is. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. Let me look again. Give me just a second, I will look again. This used to only take about 10 seconds to run through all of this. Now, it takes quite a bit longer. Maybe because I'm quite a bit dumber than I thought I was. Oh! That's right, who... Come on, I just talked to him earlier today. I'm in here somewhere. Full Dawdle, that's right, Full Dawdle. I call him Dallas, but I'm trying to remind y'all where his station is. Full Dawdle will be on at noon, also Central Time. So 10 a.m. noon, and then 3 o'clock when I come on, and then that runs all the way until at least Martin's show ends. Saturday used to be a dead zone. Now there's 2 shows, 3 shows, 4 shows, because Steph and Skip, and then there's the Virtual Pipe Club. Good grief, who all is on? Of course, Simon does his normal live show. And if you're hanging out late, guys, come on, help me out here. Who is it that's on late on a Saturday? Or at least late my time. Might be early Sunday for some of y'all. Uh-oh, Simon's off. Simon's not going to be on for a week and a half. Okay, well, All Briared Up, that's who it was. Phil Rivera's running live shows in between various different spots over And Passover. Should have thought about that. That's right. He is very religious. Yes. Not trying to. But if somebody wants to, if somebody is not going to be doing on a live show on a normal basis, but they would like to more or less fill in for Simon, you might want to go ahead and make a couple of arrangements to do that. We would love to have somebody do that just to keep his spot nice and warm. No big deal. Sunday we have Ohio Piper. And I've seen some Briar Blues action on, and of course Rambling Dilettante. God, I always catch his show and I forgot. What I'm saying here is the list is getting to the point now where just a quick, easy thought process is not going to be enough. If you don't want to have those bells going off every time another show starts up, at least get with Phil at the Briar Report. Get on that mailing list. That's right. Ohio Piper is definitely on Sunday nights. I think I caught his first show when he decided to make that happen. Howdy, Del. Great to have you in today. So anybody who doesn't know, Phil, Briar Report. He's got a whole calendar. He mails it out. If your name's not on there, get it on there. Oh my God, get it on there. Heck, we've also got Jose doing lives now from down there in Chile. I'm going to try and twist a certain Finlandian's arm and see if we can't get a live from Finland. I bet you he has some snow stories that are awesome. Not going to guarantee that, but I'm willing to bet that he's got some snow stories. For any of y'all who like snow. Unlike me, who is always cold. Not true. And yes, Jose's lives are great. Look, here's one of the things I really got to say about this. There are people in other countries where English is their second, third, or fourth language, and that they have learned to speak English so well is really an amazing thing. Now, yeah, some things don't exactly translate correctly. Let's be acceptant of the fact that some things just don't translate exactly right. Hey, if you speak Hebrew, as in the original Jewish language, 80% of your words do not actually translate into English. You don't believe me? Look at how many versions of the Bible there are out there. It's crazy. No snow in southern Finland anymore. But you could probably drive about 10 miles north and find all the snow you wanted, Boris. Lots of snow there in Finland. We're pretty certain of that. And during the winter, way more than enough. He's the only person that makes me feel warm while I was out in 16-degree weather. Yes, I said that. Steph's language does not have to translate to English. Most of her language is body language, as in a hug. There's a mothering comfort about meeting Steph, and if you ever get the chance, I suggest you take it. I was fortunate enough to have the chance to meet them, and they did all the work. And I felt like such an ass because the place where I had them come to was in the middle of a remodel that I didn't know about. And, well, that's okay because neither did the manager of the store until they told him about it 2 days before it was going to happen. That's all right, Steph. If you feel like hugging me to death, you just go ahead and try it. But you'll probably break your arms getting it done. I'm kind of, I might have a little padding, but I'm a little bit of a rock. It's just, I don't look all that stout anymore, but as my wife says, it's all bones. He's the skinniest, big-boned person you'll ever meet. Phil, according to a source, and I say this because I was on a certain Nashville Mafia show last night, there might actually be some Costellos on the call block. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly how bad this is going to be for Mike. But I will say this. I hate giving away my stuff. I mean, I do give it away when I need to. And I'll even sell it this. Mike is now live. Let's get over there before all the pipes get sold. We've got a few minutes. Everybody, thank y'all for showing up. I loved having you here today. You've really made my day. And hopefully I've at least kept you slightly entertained for an hour or less. Y'all take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And as always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I'll see you soon.
Give it a few minutes. Let some people show up, and we'll start. Hey, Dr. Davey.